Welcome to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm so excited for season 2 and the great guests you're going to hear from, their struggles, how they overcame their struggles, their triumphs. Through personal and business life, I think they're tied together, and we're going to share great stories about that. This show isn't just about me. It takes a lot of good people working with me. Among them is my partner, H7 Network, and Clay Hicks. Building relationships, building community is the mission of H7 Network. They want to create a network of champions where everybody wins. Find out more at h7network.com. And we hope to motivate you, inspire you, and educate you through our show. Enjoy the show. We'll talk to you on the other side. Welcome, everyone, to another incredible episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. And I've defined servant through a bunch of my shows, but this lady takes servant to the next level. Tina, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve, for having me.
You're very welcome. Well, let's begin from the beginning because that led you to where you are today. Let's start with your story.
Well, when I was 15 years old, I found myself in an unplanned pregnancy. At that age, the first thing I thought was to have an abortion. The first clinic that I went to, I was further along than I was told. So while I was there waiting for the procedure to take place, the doctor looked at the nurse and said, "Hey, she is further along than we thought. She's going to have to make another appointment and come back." Unfortunately, I couldn't make an appointment at that same clinic because they were so booked. So I had to make an appointment at another clinic. And the next clinic that I went to, I had an ultrasound and my son was in a breech position, meaning the head was on top, and they did not perform abortions with the head on top. So they said there's 2 places in the state of California that will go ahead and do that, and that's Oakland and Los Angeles. So I went to Oakland, and this, of course, was several weeks later. Now at this time, I'm about 5.5 months expecting. And I walk in and I see these young women, as well as myself, between the ages of, I'd say, 13 through maybe 20, 22. We're all expecting. We have all, of course, felt our babies move. And right when I walked in, I said, "Okay, this is not what I want. I can't believe I'm here. I'm doing this." So I told the ultrasound person, I said, I don't think I can go through with this. I'm going to choose to keep my baby. And we had a family meeting that evening. We've decided that I was going to find a loving adoption home for my son, my family, my baby. And I was sent to live in Orange County until I had my son and placed him for adoption. I met the family, beautiful family. The parents that were going to adopt him, his mom was actually the nurse at the prenatal clinic where I had the medical care from. And we developed a close relationship. However, after I had my baby, I decided there is no way that I can give my baby to another family to raise. So with the help of social services and others around me, I was able to take him to an apartment to live in. And I raised him, I guess, for almost a week. And this was the day before my 16th birthday after I had given birth. So I was exhausted. My body was still trying to recover. And I was very immature. So by the time, I think by the 6th day, when he was crying, I was so tired that I went into the refrigerator, had his formula of Enfamil in a can. I put it in a bottle of unsterilized bottle, cold milk. I was exhausted, and I chose to give it to him just like that. And I still remember the look on his face. He looked at me with this expression in his eyes, kind of like, what are you doing to me? And it was then and there that I knew that I was not ready to raise a child. So I called the lawyer and the social worker back and said, my son deserves a better life than what I can give him. If I cannot even warm up his formula or sterilize his bottle, I wouldn't be able to make the proper choices for him in the future. Shortly thereafter, I met the adoptive couple at the lawyer's office. His biological dad and I did meet them, and we literally handed our son over to them, which is very, very difficult. After that, I came home. I was allowed to come home and decided that because I flunked my entire sophomore year of high school, I was going to at least graduate on time. That was the least I can do. So I enrolled in independent studies, adult night school, and a few classes, independent classes, so that I could make up those credits that I've lost that entire year.
You said deserves, and it's a powerful word, and it's what a mindset, because you didn't want to do it, but you felt deserving to give it to somebody else to help him because you couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Lonely feeling?
Extremely lonely. It was very daunting because during the time that I was expecting, I would walk home from school, and my father was running for re-election for city council. So he had signs posted all over the city. And I remember his name crossed off with spray paint and my name on there in place of his name. And they would say, nasty words about me on these signs. And so it was a very, very lonely place to be, even though I had my close knit group of friends who are still my friends today. But I remember sneaking out of my house at night when I was expecting and riding my 10-speed all over the city with a hammer to take those signs down. So it was a very lonely place, at 15, 16 years old. No one knows what you've gone through. People are in high school. Your friends are, your friends that you thought were your friends are no longer. And you miss your baby and you wonder if you made the right decision.
Right.
And that's what I went through.
Well, it's very tragic and hard, but there's a good side to this. What have you done with that tragedy, and what are you doing now?
Well, the amazing thing about this story is that God intervened. And when I came home after finding a loving adoption home for Eric, I called his mom and I said, I'm having a very difficult time. I know I shouldn't be calling you, but can I call you once a week? Can you write me letters and send me pictures on his progress? And she said, absolutely. I always want him to know who his birth mother is. And I want him to know that you are the person who was able to have him because we couldn't. And from there, we developed a very close relationship. So since then, I've lived in the same area, the Silicon Valley, and Eric, who is now 34 years old, him and I have developed a close relationship. We visit each other on a regular basis. I am very close with his mom and dad, his adoptive parents. We also visit one another. We keep in touch. We have a unique relationship where I feel that no one else has, where I am grateful for them and they're also grateful for me. So this has turned around to just, it's such an amazing way God works, because even after I've had Eric, I've had 5 more children, 3 girls,
Wow.
2 boys. So I have 6 children altogether. And I have, because I've lived in the Silicon Valley, I've worked in high-tech companies. And even though I've worked in high-tech companies, I have never been fulfilled. No matter what I did or the level that I was in, it just wasn't enough. And I know, because we focused on product a lot. We focused on how we can get ahead through product and sales. And I continued to pray about it and just see, okay, well, there's got to be another place for me, because if I'm unfulfilled in these high-tech companies, there's got to be something else. And I was told about an organization called Real Options. And I checked it out, and I was a little apprehensive because I wasn't quite sure what they offered. And the more I spoke with the CEO and the vice president and some of the employees there, the more I wanted to learn about Real Options. And Real Options is an organization that is life-affirming. We, not just from the unborn or the preborn all the way through college and further along, we safeguard lives. That meaning we have 3 ministries. The first ministry is preventive. So with education, we're able to go into schools, churches, and organizations and talk about the needs of the heart and heart-related issues. Also, items such as how to establish boundaries, which a lot of us, even as adults, don't know how to do, or even define toxic relationships. So there's lots of things that we're able to bring into these workshops. Our next ministry is intervention. So when someone has made a choice, or someone finds themselves in an unplanned pregnancy, we're able to intervene. And if they choose to carry their pregnancy through term, we can set them up with medical insurance and prenatal care and clothing and diapers and formula for 2 years, whatever they need to support them. If they choose to terminate their pregnancy, we follow up with them, even though we don't offer that in our organization. If they choose to go to another clinic that performs abortions or terminating the pregnancy, gives them the resources to do so, we follow up and we let them know that we're still here for them. And we offer hope and healing, which is our 3rd ministry, and that is restoration.
That's so powerful. And I want to mention the couple, and if you don't want to, we don't need to say their names, but God bless them, because their support helped you through your loneliness and has built this relationship. Not all couples do that, right? Some adopted
Right.
couples, parents to say, you know what, I'll cut ties here,
Mm-hmm.
let go, we'll move forward because we want, and I give them a huge credit. And I'm going to say it on the show. The other thing is that you don't turn away people that have abortions. You help
Nope.
everybody. And I love that about you. You're serving everybody.
We do. We serve everyone, not just in the Bay Area where we have 5 clinics, but we go over and beyond. So if there are those who are in need outside of our clinics, we will help them find a place where they can get the resources and the support that they need.
You must have been thinking about me because I was going to ask that question, because this is a worldwide, podcast. It's everywhere. There's people listening everywhere. So you're telling me somebody in Idaho, their daughter has an unplanned pregnancy, they can reach out to you and you can help them and advise them?
We can give them the resources and the
Yeah.
support that they need in their area. Yes, but we we have 5 clinics in the Bay Area. So that's San Jose, 2 in San Jose, and Redwood City, Union City, and in Oakland. So we do have a lot of 5 in the Bay Area, but we also help give them resources wherever they're at.
Well, let's do this real quick. Let's do a shout out. If anybody wants to reach out to you, how can they get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me through Tina at Real Options. That's one word, Tina at realoptions.net.
Sweet, because I'm loving what you're doing. When I first met you, and we have connections way back, we didn't know. But I'm learning so much about you and what your cause is. Again, I'm going to go back. You're helping everybody. You may not believe in abortions or not, but you're there for the whole. You don't pick and choose. And that's important when it comes to being a servant and God faith. God's going to try to help everybody. Jesus tried to help everybody when he's on his earth. You guys are following that same path. I'm going to do something crazy. Can I get a little crazy?
Sure.
So this is, and I do this on most of my shows. Audience, the first 2 people that reach out to Tina, she's going to let me know. I'm going to send you a gift. I'm going to mail you a gift, because this is how much I believe when Tina does. I think all of you, if you hear of somebody, you have a friend, family member, whoever it is, reach out to Tina. It's got to be anonymous. Tina's awesome. I'm just going to tell you that. She's going to work confidentially. She'll make sure that you're going to get what you need or find the resource for you. Let's talk about the books. Get some books there you want to talk about.
Yes, there are some books that we support, we promote, and because we're a life-affirming organization, these are the books that we feel are good for not just our staff to read, but if somebody is asking for specific life-affirming books, we do recommend certain books. And so these are my top 3. I have spoken, and I am friends with Terry Marcroft, who has written the book Pro-Choice/Pro-Adoption, and pro-choice meaning pro-adoption. So she is an adoptive mother who adopted a daughter, a beautiful daughter. And so now she is helping to foster those who are interested in adopting or placing their child for adoption. And she writes a book based on her experiences. We also have a book that we try to recommend, and it's called Why Pro-Life by Randy Alcorn. He is obviously pro-life, and this is something that we talk to when our mothers are interested in choosing pro-life. And then I'm sure all of you, or many of you, are aware of the movie Unplanned. And this is with Abby Johnson. She was somebody who worked for a clinic that performed abortions, and she had 2 abortions herself. She chose to leave that career path and is now a nationwide speaker, a pro-life speaker. And she shares about her ministry. In fact, in November, on November 4th, we have a major event called Ignite Life that Real Options has, and it will be held at Calvary in San Jose. And Abby Johnson will be our guest speaker. So
Fantastic.
we're really excited about that.
That's huge.
Yes, she's going to be talking about her ministry. She will be sharing a little bit about why where the Lord has met her and how where she is now, and just the life-changing events that have taken place, positive life-changing events. And we're really excited to have her. This is huge, and it's a big one. So November 4th at Calvary in San Jose is going to be something that you would want to attend.
So reach out to Tina if you're in the Bay Area. Reach out to her again at tina@realoptions.com. The other thing I want to mention, because I met you .net, realoptions.net. Tina I gotta get my guest to help me. I'm fallible as everybody else. Thank you, Lord, for making me fallible. I met you at a church.
Yes.
Let's talk about places where you share this message. Churches, what places would you like to go? And somebody in the Bay Area may want to reach out to you at tina@realoptions.net to have you set up. Where would you like to go and get this message out?
Well, I have spoken at several different churches in the Bay Area, including Cathedral of Faith. I will be speaking at Crosswalk Church in Sunnyvale pretty soon. There are plenty of places around the Bay Area that I speak at, including organizations. So I will be at or Real Options will be at the Chinese church in Saratoga later on this month. And it's just a phenomenal time where people can come together and learn a little bit more about us, learn that there's hope. One in every 3 women or men who are Christians who go to church on a regular basis have faced an unplanned pregnancy. And that is almost half of the congregation. But they don't talk about it because they're afraid of judgment. They're afraid that they may not be accepted. They may be a part of a Bible study, or a small group or something like that. But, we are human. And regardless of what is going on in our lives, the Lord is here for us. And they need to know that we are here to carry and to help and to walk alongside these, not just these women, but these men who have made choices that they may regret. After speaking at some churches or organizations, there have people that have faced abortion 20, 30, 40 years ago. And they are just speaking about it now. And that's when we can offer restoration, which is something called Rachel's Vineyard. We just had a Rachel's Vineyard last week, and it's in the Cupertino Hills. And I was a participant last year, and then I had the privilege of being a facilitator just last week, and to be able to see that transformation with the men and women who come, and they come with just such heavy hearts on Friday evening, but then through our exercises and through God's word and through small groups on Sunday mornings, you just see their lives, their faces lit up, and a huge transformation. I am still reaping the benefits of it. When I went in November, and then I get to be a part of what God has done just last week. So it's amazing to see and to be a part of what God can do and how he can transform and change hearts. And people are leaving fulfilled. There's this one couple who we didn't know if they were going to stay or not, but you know what? They stayed, and to hear their stories on Sunday morning was just amazing. I still think about it, and we're going to have a reunion on
Awesome.
Thursday. So I'm excited to hear what's going on.
Tomorrow is going to be a good day for you.
Yes, yes, for sure.
We'll run out of time here, but how can people help Real Options? You know, I know you're a nonprofit. I don't know, didn't get that far with it, but can people help financially as well?
They can help financially. We are in need of registered nurses. So our nurses, our staff is amazing. But we also are in need of registered nurses, whether they would like to apply or volunteer. We welcome that. And we also, we have high school students from high school and college who volunteer. We have a spot for everyone. Women who like to put our baby boutique together so that others can come shopping when they need maternity clothes or baby clothes. We have a store available that we ask volunteers to come and help. Everyone is just welcomed either to donate. They can donate. Doesn't have to be necessarily monetary, but diapers, formula, gift cards, all just to help those in need and to support the sanctity of life, which is who we are. And I've worked in the tech industry in the Silicon Valley, and I don't think I have ever had a more fulfilling and blessed job than this. I can't imagine doing anything else.
My heart is fluttering right now. And I knew a little of your story. I'm learning so much more, which is why I love to do these podcasts. I'm going to do something crazy again. The first two people that donate to Tina for Real Options, you two will get a gift. If it's the same person, we'll figure that out. But now that I know I can take donations, I'm going to come by and help you guys out. I want to thank you for being on this show.
Thank you.
You've hit me. You've hit me hard, because this is a problem, and you're solving it. You're not all the way there yet, but you're trying and you're taking action. And that's what I tell businesses: just take action. You're doing that. So God bless you, Tina. But can I ask one more favor of you?
Yes.
Can you leave you've been through so much in your life and you're so young, but what piece of advice would you give my audience that's helped you through your journey?
We all know what's right from wrong. Do what's right. And when you choose to do what's right, God will bless you for that. He will bless your obedience. We all make choices each and every day, but when you choose right from wrong, you'll reap the benefits of what God is going to bless you with. And that's truly by experience and what I've seen in all of my children. And if I could also say, Steve, if anybody would like to learn more about Real Options, you're more than welcome to come in for a tour of our clinic. And I'm more than happy to give a tour so you can see firsthand of what we do and the lives that we change.